it, they don't wanna see me care. Anytime I make some progress, I can see that they compare. I think everyone's against me, maybe something in the air. Am I paranoid? I swear a void is forming and they're scared. I walk a straight path, not many can say that. I like to play fast, cross me and there's payback. You better pray that I don't see your face at any place that I go. I know you hate that. I've been doing fine, I'm not wasting any more time. I live for the fight and the climb, and I think that the pain that's deep inside is what defines. So I won't give up, I'm gonna make it to the top. I don't care what's in my way, I swear I'm never gonna stop. I could fall flat on my face and I swear I will get back up, cause I don't deserve a thing and the road ahead is tough. They'll try to kick you while you're down, they wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt, they're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing. Won't bother hiding my bruises, and when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless.
On January 8th, two longtime high school hardwood rivals from the Olympic Conference met for the first time in the 2025-26 season. Paul VI authored a 27-point turnaround, trailing by as much as 14 points early in the second quarter. The Eagles used a 22-9 run in the game's final 6 minutes to break a 58-58 tie and earn an 80-67 win over visiting Camden. Tonight, from inside Clarence Turner Gymnasium, the rematch, as Paul VI brings a 14-game winning streak into the Parkside section of Camden. But the home team is rolling as well. In fact, the Panthers have won 8 of their last 9 since that loss at Paul VI. Last year, these two teams tied atop the Olympic National Division. A huge game in the Olympic Conference National is up next as Coach Tony Devlin's Paul VI Eagles try to put away the division title with a win, and Camden tries to keep its conference title hopes alive. Good evening, everybody. I'm Mike Shute. It's the 5th time these two teams have met in the last 13 months. Paul VI at Camden, here from Clarence Turner Gymnasium. Let's throw it to our public address announcer, Mr. Stacy Johnson, who will be introducing tonight's starting lineups. First, the visitors from Paul VI.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineups are as follows. For the Eagles from Paul VI High School, number 2, S. Dozier. Number 5, I. Saxon. Number 1, W. Roberts. Number 12, T. Malakula. Number 12. Number 22, B. Fallon. And now for your Camden High School Panthers. Number 23, Andre Robinson. Number 1, Alex Pace. Number 3, Michael Hart. Number 11, Tyree Thorpe. And number 2, James Dawson. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, the Eagles of Paul VI High School is coached by Keith Devlin, and the Panthers of Camden High School is coached by Jason Harris. At this time, we want everybody to remember that this is Black History Month here in the month of February. Okay, we're all celebrating Black History Month, but at this time, ladies and gentlemen, we all please stand for our national anthem.
Just about ready to tip it off here from Clarence Turner Gymnasium at Camden High School. Once again, I'm Mike Shute. Glad you're joining us for tonight's big matchup in the Olympic Conference National Division. Big matchup, not just in the conference, but it's a big game South Jersey-wise, too. Everyone's got their eyes on this one for sure, as two teams that tied for the division title last year in the Olympic National. So Paula Six comes in as the visitors. They are 15-3. They've won 14 in a row, and they're 5-0 in the Olympic National. Camden, 11-6 overall. They've won 8 of their last 9, and now 4-2 in the Olympic National. And here's a peek at your starting lineups for Paul VI. You see Will Sprouse, number 1, the senior. Number 2, Seth Dozier, he is a freshman. Number 5, Isaiah Thatcher, a sophomore. Number 12, Toussaint Malakela. He's the big man you see in the middle, 7'2". And Dalton Felinas is the senior guard / forward, wearing number 22. And for Camden, it's Alex Pace, the guard, a senior. Jaden Doctor, a junior, also a forward. Makai Hart, the point guard, wearing number 3. Number 23, Andre Robinson, who will jump up against Malakila. And, of course, you got Tyree Thorpe in there as well, wearing number 11 for Camden. Actually, wearing number 11, he's starting in place of Keyshawn Franklin. Franklin will try and give it a go tonight, though. Normally a starter, as a 3-ball is good from Isaiah Thatcher. So a good start for Paul VI. So Franklin not starting, but is available on the bench. Has his fingers taped up. He just kind of jammed them. They had him x-rayed. There was no break or fracture in the fingers in his right hand, but he is jammed up and had some trouble bending it and stuff like that. So he's not going to start tonight, but they're going to use him. Hart the other way for Camden, ties it 3 apiece. Thatcher with that 3. He had a career-high 24 points on Tuesday night, knocked down 7 threes in that game against Fells, a team that Camden played earlier this year, too, from Philadelphia. Short jumper along the baseline is up and good by the big man, Malakila. He's got 2. Malakila had a career-high 30 against Eastside earlier this season. Gets it in the paint. Easy turnaround is good. Quick 4 points from Malakilas. Paula Six is able to take advantage of the turnover here early. That's one thing Coach Jason Harrigan told me before the game. We have to take care of the ball and take advantage of our opportunities. I think they got a little in that game at Paul VI earlier this year that I referenced earlier, as Robinson misses the short hook, but an offensive rebound for Camden. Pace, good ball fake, gets to the baseline, now feeds inside. Hart dashing to the basket and scoring. Hart's got all 5 for Camden here in the early going. 2 minutes in, 7-5. Paul VI advantage. Sprouse, the senior, lost it off his leg. Looked like Hart slapped it away, as he gets congratulations from Robinson and Pace. So some good D there by Makai Hart, fired up here in this one, in the early going. Pace will handle. Paul VI kind of extending a 2-3 here. Robinson had it slapped away. Paul VI thought it was going their direction, as Seth Dozier, the freshman, defended there, but they're going to say he last touched it, and it will be Camden basketball. Jaden Doctor will inbound. Doctor to Pace. Pace had 29 the last time these two teams met, back on January 8th. Pace's first shot, a little long. The rebound grabbed by Dalton Felinas. Felinas, who transferred to Paula VI a couple years ago. This is his second year with Paula VI after spending 2 years at Clearview High School. Football player as well. We'll talk about that a little later, as Will Sprouse with the turnaround in the paint. He scores. Sprouse, speaking of transfers, formerly from St. Joe Hamilton. Sprouse spinning in the lane there and scoring. Doctor's 3, no good. Sprouse with the board and on the run. Thatcher, ball fake, fires and scores. Thatcher 2 for 2 from 3-point range here in the early going. And it's a timeout for Camden here. as Coach Jason Harrigan wants to talk things over here in the early going. It's going to be a full timeout, a 30-second timeout called by Coach Jason Harrigan. So we'll stay here and talk things over. As Harrigan is going to do the same with his team. He wants to keep things in check. The last time these two teams played, Camden was up 14 early in the second quarter in that one at Paul VI. And really, they kind of seemed to be in command. He told me that in the second half, though, things got a little haywire on them, and they kind of just let things slip away, didn't take good care of the ball, and that's something that they need to do tonight. So obviously, Coach Harrigan is not afraid to call timeouts early and get his team organized, and it seems that he keeps them in check and is able to kind of correct mistakes in the early going, and that's what he'd like to do here, I think. Right? He sees they're down 7 already and says, all right, let's reset things here. By the way, our officials tonight, Kevin Calzanetti, Byron Taylor, and Rick Lipford. Here's Tyree Thorpe in the paint. Now Hart kicks it out. Doctor, now Pace gets it back. Paul VI just extending that zone, 2-3 right now. Hart looking for help. Gives it to Thorpe. Now Robinson, he'll shoot the 3 at times. Pace to Robinson, 3. A little heavy. Doctor tried to go get the rebound, but he was boxed out by Felinas. Thatcher brings it down. Paul VI ball's not touched the ground yet. Finally it does. Sprouse in the paint, back to Thatcher, 3. That one's heavy. Rebound. Robinson was able to hold off Malakila, but Paul VI was able to track down the long one on the offensive end. Thatcher got it, and Sprouse will reset. Robinson kind of over the back there. Could have called a foul on him. They did not, as he tried to knock it away from Malakila at the high post. Malakila listed at 7'2" as a sophomore, wearing number 12 for Paul VI. He and Robinson tangled up. Malakila gets it back. Thatcher now trying to drive. Malakila and Robinson really bodying up. We got a foul call. And we'll see they called it on. I think they're going to get Thorpe, Tyree Thorpe on the reach-in. So that's the first foul for either team in this contest as we're 4 minutes and 30 seconds in. Keyshawn Franklin checks in for Camden, as does Drayden Garner. So Garner now will get the opportunity to guard the 7-footer. Dozier gets it to Malakila. Tried to feed it inside to Felinas, but it's tipped away. Turnover Paul VI. Here comes Camden the other way. Pace with it. Now looks like Paul VI extending that zone again. Hart out to Franklin. He's going to test that hand. The 3 a little bit off. Rebound Malakila as he was bumped by Doctor. Score remains 12-5 in favor of Paul VI visitors, but they turn it over here. Oh, they don't. They're going to say it's last touch by Camden. Paul VI will have the baseline out of bounds situation here. 2:55 left, quarter number 1. Paul VI will reset things, send it out to Sprouse. Sprouse, by the way, enters today with 1,273 career points. Went over 1,000 last year as a junior, again at St. Joe Hamilton. Looking inside, Malakila with the catch, can't get the roll. Doctor tips the rebound over. Garner collects, and here comes Hart. Hart looking for help, works behind the screen of Garner. Picks up his dribble, now looks for help and gets it to Pace. Pace left hand. Doctor couldn't hold on to it. Taken away by Felinas to Sprouse. Sprouse on the run, right hand layup, no good. Ball is tipped, rebound loose. Malakila, that's about the farthest away from the rim. You're going to see him get an offensive rebound. Now he gets it back and jams. Malakila has 6 early, and it's a 14-5. Paul VI edge. Garner in the high post. Inside out for Camden, and they turn it over. Camden turns it over, so it'll be Paul VI basketball. And this is the one thing that the Panthers can't afford to do, is turn it over a lot against this Paul VI team. A very good team. Again, they've won 14 straight. They started the season 1-3, so they've been on a tear since that rough start in December. Thatcher guarded by Hart. Malakila coming up high, looking for the basketball. Now Dozier, the freshman, guarded by Pace. Malakila with a little screen there. Dozier stops and pops at the foul line. Malakila with the rebound. Soft touch is good. He's got 8. Toussaint Malakila, the sophomore, entered the game with 299 points this season, so he's over 300 now. It's Franklin with the catch in the corner. Trying to get himself open along the baseline. Hart is going to be called for the travel. Thatcher kind of mixed him up there by stepping to him when he made the catch. So another turnover for Camden as they trail it now 16-5. A minute left to go in the opening quarter. Tyree Thorpe and Andre Robinson step to the scorer's table to check in for the high. Looking inside, Malakila just will catch, turn, fire, shot no good. Strong board by Franklin. Franklin will bring the ball across midcourt. Hart back to Franklin, the 3, little off, and then it bounced up and hit the shot clock that's in place up there next to the basket. Of course, shot clock rule not in effect in New Jersey yet, but that might be something that changes, as we've heard a little bit of rumblings about that in high school basketball. So 37 seconds left to go. I'm sure Paul VI will probably not be in any rush to shoot it. If they get an open one, they'll take it, but I'm sure they'll work it for a good one. Teddy Warren is checked in, number 0 for Paul VI. Looking inside for Malakila, they turn it over. No, they don't. Actually, Robinson deflected it, almost a turnover, but Robinson got up to knock it away. Pretty briskly played first quarter here. Only 1 foul called. And, of course, that 1 timeout called by Camden as well. Felinas with the catch. Now Warren gets it. Back to Thatcher. Now Warren. They play catch. They're looking inside for Malakila. Even that pass was a little too high for the 7-footer. Robinson steals. Here's Pace. He'll glide. Oh, and slapped away by Malakila. Warren tried to save it. He couldn't. He stepped on the line. It'll be Camden ball in the corner with 6.9 left to play here in the half. In the first quarter. Malakila looking like a volleyball player the way he spiked that one away. No numbers on his block shots this season, at least not an accurate count on NJ.com. As Thorpe hits a rainbow jumper as he checked in after that last inbound. So it's going to be 16-7 your score after 1. We'll step away, come back with more high school boys basketball here from Camden High School on BFA Sports.
In this game, they say you can't travel, but we do it for them. Beating the buzzer, setting a screen, creating the comeback. Always keeping score. Play by play, season by season, year after year. And no matter where our seats are, we're always here with you. Because this isn't labor, it's love.
Back here at Camden High School, I'm Mike Shute. You're watching BFA Sports coverage of Camden High boys basketball. And the Panthers trail after 1 by the score of 16-7. This game kind of trending in the opposite direction of the opening matchup between these two teams. Again, Paul VI trailed early to Camden in that first matchup at Paul VI. Camden led it by 14 at one point early in the second quarter, and then flipped the script and was able to go on a 22-9 run late to break a 58-58 tie and win that one. So Camden with the ball here to start the second half. Thorpe aggressive to the basket. Tyree Thorpe, who scored the bucket at the end of the first quarter, has now 4 points in the last about 30 seconds of game time. Sprouse picks up his dribble. Now Thatcher against Franklin. Good matchup here. Franklin comes out to meet him. Jump stop, soft touch with the right hand, but he can't get it to fall. Thorpe doing it all here, getting the rebound. Thorpe looking to start the offense. Garner's going to come out and set a screen to kind of break things up a little bit, and he walked. Thorpe stopped and then drug that foot, travel. Again, a little bit too many turnovers, I think, is what Jason Harrigan would tell you in the early going here, the head coach of Camden. There you see the Paul VI head coach on the left side there. That, of course, Tony Devlin. This is his 20th season at Paul VI, his 25th overall as a head coach. Shot no good from Dozier. Malakila with the offensive rebound. Misses a second one. The ball's still loose. Camden collects. Pace with it. Long three for Pace. Way off the mark. Rebound by Sprouse. Sprouse on the run. Pulls up himself. He'll shoot one for three and make it. Sprouse with 5. And it's a 10-point Paul VI edge. Pace across the timeline. Jaden Doctor set the check in at the scores table for the high. Franklin with the catch. Now Thorpe. Garner's going to come out and try and set a screen. Too late, though. Thorpe was already on the move. Oh, nice inside out. It's going to come out to Thorpe. To Pace. His 3 is good. Alex Pace is on the board. He's got 3. Their top scorer came into the week averaging 23.1 points per game. Felinas has his shot blocked by Robinson. Gets it back, though. Guarded by Garner. Now Thatcher guarded by Pace. Camden with super aggressive. Looks like man defense here. They've kind of switched things up. Sprouse against Keyshawn Franklin. Now it's Dozier against Thorpe. Gets by him. Robinson goes up for the block, and I think they're going to get Robinson with the personal. Now, hold on, they're going to talk that over. I'm not sure they got the foul call right there. It's the first team foul against Camden here in quarter number 2, but I'm not sure they called it on the right guy. Dozier misses the first. Seth Dozier, the freshman, came into today shooting 69.4% at the line. Had a career high 23 points in his 3rd game of his career as a freshman. December 23rd against Atlantic City. Makes the 2nd, so he's got 1. And it's a 20-12 Paul VI edge. He's got, for a freshman, for Dozier, he's got 14 games scoring in double figures. 14 of the 17 games he's played in. Nice pass underneath. Pace able to get rid of it quickly before Malakila can get there to block it. So he scores. It's 5 for Pace, and it's a 6-point Paul VI advantage. Thatcher gets rid of it to Felinas. Looking inside for Malakila. And they're going to call Robinson on the foul, kind of trying to come over his back. So that's the first on Robinson. I think last foul they called it on Garner, I believe. So 2 fouls this quarter for Camden. Nobody in any foul trouble yet. Just 3 team fouls total for Camden. 2, as I said, in this quarter. Garner with 1, Robinson with 1. And now Garner's going to come back in. And Robinson's going to check out. So we got that all sorted out. And Paul VI inbound. They just lob it right into Malakila. Easy catch and deuce for him. He's got 10 already. 10 of Paul VI, 22. Thorpe, long 3. Just off. Dozier with the rebound. And he will bring it up the floor against Jaden Doctor. Doctor's been pretty huge for Camden the last few games. Thatcher shakes off Thorpe and then knocks down the 3. And he is fired up. Thatcher, his 3rd 3. He's got 9. And it's back to an 11-point Paul VI advantage. Here's Hart. Makai Hart has the whole Paul VI team surrounding him. Kicks it out to Pace. And Pace knew it as soon as it left in his hand. He's got 8. 25-17. midway through quarter number 2. Double teaming the ball is Camden. Thorpe's gonna have to hustle back and help out on the glass as the shot is no good. Hart brings it down. Makai Hart kicks it to Thorpe. Thorpe knew what he was gonna do with it right away, drove to the baseline. Now Doctor gets it from Hart. And we've got a kick ball on the big man, Toussaint Malakela. Malakela had 12 points and 13 rebounds in the win against Camden earlier this season, back on January 8th. They throw it into Pace. Pace, Thatcher defended him nicely coming from behind. Now Pace gets into the paint. Jump shot, no good. Malakela with the rebound. Dozier keeps the handle despite falling down. Sprouse will take over now with it, top of the key, guarded by Hart. Now Thatcher. Camden has switched to a zone. And the pass kicked away by Thorpe. So Camden is going to back to a zone here defensively, trying to mix things up against Paula 6. Pace will get a chance to take a break. Franklin will come in. Keyshawn Franklin back in there, again, working with that injured right hand. He had it taped up, and I don't know if I still see any tape on that right hand, so maybe he took it off since he didn't like the way the ball was coming off his hand shooting. Screen in the corner. Thatcher was open for a second, but Franklin covered him nicely. This 3-ball no good for Dozier. High for the rebound goes Doctor. Now Robinson to Hart. Hart is double teamed, spins out of it. Back to Doctor. Paula 6, very active zone. They're playing a zone, but it's a really active matchup. Hart looks cross court to Thorpe. Thorpe wants some help, brings it back to Hart. Hart getting into the paint and kicks out to Doctor. Doctor traveled. Travel over there right in front of assistant coach and a longtime head coach, John Valori, there in the brown vest over there. Had a great coaching career as a head coach all over South Jersey and still doing it. This time assisting, though, Tony Devlin at Paula 6. But Valori was a head coach he actually was a head coach here for a couple years. And a travel against Paula 6. So Valori was a head coach here for a couple years. He was a head coach at Cherry Hill East. He's been all over the place. But again, a long time at Cherry Hill East, of course. So a turnover here for Paula 6, gets Camden the ball back. Thorpe kind of drove into the double team and then got away from it, left the 2 defenders behind him but couldn't capitalize. Thorpe will take it. Robinson coming to the high post, looking for the ball. Now will set a screen and roll. Franklin near side. Franklin into the paint. Robinson scoops it up in some traffic. Malakela waving his long limbs. Robinson able to pass out of it. Then Hart puts his head down, goes up strong. And Doctor sees the big man in the paint and pulls it out. Camden will restart here. 1:30 left to go here in quarter number 2. Hart to Robinson, opposite. Franklin, 3 on the way, no good. Rebound saved by Doctor. He tried to throw it off a Paula 6 player. Hart dives, collects it. Robinson baseline layup is good. So good hustling from Camden there to scramble to get that bucket and cut the lead to 6 with close to a minute left to go here in quarter number 2. Camden going to the zone. Sprouse with it. He's already got 5 points. Now Thatcher, who's got 3 threes tonight. Knocked down 7 in the last game for Paula 6. Malakela, whoo. Soft touch, top of the key. He's got 12 now. And when you got the big man stepping out to 15 feet, it's definitely a problem. Not if you're wearing white, of course. Not if you're Paula 6 tonight. But it's a problem if you're Camden's defense. Hart with the ball. Under 30 left to go now here in the second quarter. Inside to Franklin, outside to Doctor. Pass slapped away by Thatcher. Sprouse went for the steal, so it's 5-on-4 essentially. Hart, 3-ball corner, missed it. Long rebound comes out to Sprouse on the run, behind the back dribble. Gets into the paint, almost traveled, no call. Tried to get the putback. Physical play in there in the paint. The turnaround is up and good. It was Holden Cranston who got the tip in, and then the long buzzer beater, no good, and Camden will go to the locker room trailing by 10 here after one half. So it's 29-19 in favor of Paul VI here after one half of basketball here in the Olympic Conference National. And of course, Paul VI, again, as I mentioned, came into tonight riding a 14-game winning streak, 15-3 overall and 5-0 in the conference. And real quick, before we take a quick break and step away, we'll just tell you about the conference standings. So Paul VI in first place in the Olympic National at 5-0. There's 5 teams in the conference, so you play each team twice. You got 8. That's 8 games in the division. So a win here tonight for Paul VI would put them at 6-0. It would put Camden at 4-3, and the rest of the teams have 3 losses or more. So a win tonight is a outright division clinch for Paul VI if they can hang on. Right now they lead it by the score of 29-19. We'll step away, take a break, come back with a little recap as we await the second half. Back again after this. I'm Mike Shute. You're watching Camden High Basketball on BFA Sports.
In this game, they say you can't travel, but we do it for them. Beating the buzzer, setting a screen, always keeping score. And no matter where our seats are, we're always here. Because this isn't labor, it's love.
Welcome back to Clarence Turner Gymnasium. I'm Mike Shute. You're watching Camden High School and Paul VI High School in Olympic National boys basketball here at the half. It's 29-19, Paul VI out front here in the second matchup of these two teams this season. Got some highlights for you to take a quick peek at here on BFA. In the early going, Thatcher was knocking down some threes. Hit 3 of them. That's number 2. And then he had one a little bit later on as well. Of course, the big man, though, has been a factor as well into Sant Malakila. He's got 12 points here in the early going. You see him at the defensive end as well, swatting a shot away. Here's a 3 the other way for Camden, as Pace was able to knock one down. Robinson showing some defense at the other end, and then a good pass as well, as he was able to face up against Malakila and find Pace for the layup, and then Malakila again, just too big inside with the catch and the easy layup. And then Thatcher breaking some ankles there, shooting for 3. That was his 3rd 3 of the game. He has 9 in the first half. And then Camden getting an easy one underneath. But look at this, the big man stepping out too, beyond the free throw line and scoring. So he's been a valuable piece of this Paul VI offense today. Here's, again, he's got 12. Thatcher has 9. Will Sprouse with 5. And that's pretty much all of the offense for Paul VI. It's basically been a kind of a 3-man show. Meanwhile, for Camden, Alex Pace with 8, Makai Hart with 5, Robinson has 2, Thorpe with 4. And it's 29-19 as we start the third quarter. Paul VI with the ball, going right to left here, wearing the white uniforms, and then they lose it. Good defense by Jaden Doctor. Last touched by Dalton Felinas. So Camden takes over. Going to need a little bit more energy here in this second half, especially on the defensive end. Tripped up his Pace on the baseline. Felinas is going to be called for the foul. That'll be his first. That's actually, believe it or not, that's just the first foul of the game against Paul VI. Did they call a foul? Yeah, they did, yeah. I didn't hear the public address announcer, so. Hart takes it. Paul VI extending that zone again. Trying to get a little baseline cut to Doctor. Robinson's pass broken up, though. And then they're going to come right this way. Jaden Doctor with a save. Thorpe's going to go to the basket. Gets the layup to fall. Jaden Doctor hustling right up in our laps here as we're at center court. But Thorpe now has 6, and that's a big play for Camden as they cut it to 8. It's now inside of double figures. Sprouse with it. Here's Thatcher looking for some help, guarded by Thorpe. Thorpe probably one of the toughest defensive players on this Camden team for sure. Doctor's played good defense this season too when put in man-to-man situations. Felinas now looks far side to Dozier. Thatcher fakes the 3, now steps back and launches. Can't get the roll. Good box out by Robinson to keep Malakila off the board. Here's Hart in the paint. Sees the big man and then kicks it out to Robinson. Hart now to Thorpe. Thorpe will drive, spin, leave it for Robinson. Back to Thorpe. And Camden will reset. Now Robinson inside. Gets by Malakila. Bodies up against Felinas. Now comes out and sets a screen to get Pace loose. Robinson inside. Doctor trying to use some speed to get past the big guy. Hart's 3 just off. Robinson battles for the rebound, but Felinas pulls it down. This is Dozier between the legs, down the lane. Can't get the layup to drop. Here's Thorpe. Camden has 3-on-1 the other way. Doctor against Felinas. Felinas fouls Doctor. Score the basket for Jaden Doctor. His first points of the day. And he'll have a free throw as well. Jaden Doctor has been really good of late. Prior to last game, he was 8 for his last 12 at the line. As you see, Doctor get the finish against Felinas. It's going to be the second foul against Felinas. And again, Doctor looking to complete the 3-point play. Free throw on the way, missed it. He's been pretty good at the line. Again, it was 8 for 12 coming into the last game. Then he made like 7 of 12 in the last game. So he's 15 for 24 at the line, I think, in the last 2 contests. And has been in double figures in each of those last few games. So he's really come on strong. Long three from Dozier, no good. Malakela kept the rebound alive, and Dozier collected it. So they'll reset. Spross against Hart. Now Dozier, the freshman, to Thatcher, the sophomore. This Paula 6 team has some talented youth on this squad. Three. Good. Dozier. He has 4. And again, he comes into tonight with 14 games scoring in double figures. Robinson wasn't looking. Pace passed it to him. It ran right by, but Hart was on the spot to collect it. Doctor looking to try to penetrate against the zone. Now finds Robinson on the baseline. Robinson has it poked away by Malakila. It'll remain Camden basketball on the baseline. 4:50 left to go third quarter. Paul 6 just kind of keeping Camden at arm's length, keeping that advantage at 9 points. We've got a little discussion here along the baseline as one of our officials is going to step in and keep things chill. That's Byron Taylor is going to have a word with Dozier and Robinson. Here's Hart with the catch, the quick release. He got dumped. Robinson with the rebound. Malakela slapped the backboard as the shot went up, and a miss. Paul 6 the other way. Dozier against Doctor. Long three. Off the mark from Sprouse. Robinson. Here's Thorpe. Thorpe will get into the paint and then kick it out. Last touched over there by Dozier. It'll be an inbound on the near sideline for the Panthers. A little quirk with the Camden schedule, with the Paul 6 schedule. It's the second Panthers they've played in a row. Samuel Fells High School, they played on Tuesday. They were the Panthers as well. Turnover for Camden after the block by Malakila. He's got at least 3 blocks already, and we've got a foul on Thorpe, I believe. Let's see. Again, our official over there, Byron Taylor, is going to explain the call to Jason Harrigan. Thorpe is going to be called for the foul. That's his second. And looked like they were going to bring in somebody came in, actually Keyshawn Franklin came in to replace Jaden Doctor. Here's Dozier against Pace. As Camden's going back to the man. They feed it inside. Malakila, shot no good. Robinson, good job of, it's hard to defend a big guy like that. Robinson's big himself, but that's a challenge. But he did a good job there defending as Hart is guarded by Thatcher. Paula 6 kind of extending that zone again. Robinson squares up against Malakila. Thinks better of it. Now Hart gets by him. Oh, he got whacked. Malakila is going to be called for the foul as Hart try to make the move to the bucket. So Malakila picks up his first, and Hart will shoot 2. Makai Hart has 5 already today in the first half. The transfer from Kingsway. Makes the first. He's got 6. Was averaging almost 5 points a game coming into the week. Got into double figures the other day against Eastern. Long rebound comes out. Malakila couldn't hold on to it. Franklin tried to keep it, but swatted it away, and Paul 6 tracked it down. Spross has a shot blocked, I believe. They're going to say no. It's going to be Camden basketball on the baseline as Jaden Doctor returns. Spross kind of questioning that. Can't believe he wasn't off one of the defenders. So it's an 8-point game. Hart and Pace will bring it up. Hart with it on the left side in front of his head coach. Doctor sets a screen. Hart gets into the paint, leaves it for Robinson. Robinson, hook shot is up and good. Andre Robinson coming to life. He's got 4. He reached double figures. He was one of 3 guys in double figures in Tuesday's win for Camden as they knocked off Eastern 61-54 in a game that the score is a little closer than how that game really went. Felinas with the rebound of the Spross miss. Now a long three for Dozier. That's off the mark. Franklin snatches the rebound away from Spross. And Franklin will bring it down the right side. Again, Franklin playing with that banged up finger on his right hand. Long three from Pace is no good, but the long rebound, even longer rebound, comes out to Hart. Hart for Robinson, top of the key. Robinson's going to go right at the big man. The hook shot, no good. Doctor tried to get the rebound. Now they get it to Pace in the paint, and the big man reaches down and steals it. It's a long way down for Toussaint Malakila, the 7-footer, but he reached down there and scooped it up for the steal. 6-point game. Paul VI with the ball. Malakila sets a screen on Doctor and then just covers him up. And we're going to get a foul called against Jaden Doctor. I mean, there's not much you can do. Malakila, as again I said, the 7-footer, he just gets in there and sets that screen and then just kind of covers up everything. He almost fills the entire lane. They're going to try and lob it into him initially. Now they go to Felinas. The ball is tipped. Dozier was standing out of bounds, jumped up and tried to get back in, but it hit his hand before he landed back on the court, so that's out of bounds off Paul VI. So Camden can get it to its closest point they've had it in a while. It's a 6-point game, looking to cut it to maybe 3 or 4 here. Pace, 3 ball is no good, but we've got a foul on the baseline. I think they're going to get Robinson. It's his second, so he must set an illegal screen there on the baseline. Offensive foul, so it's another turnover for Camden. That's just the second team foul for Camden here in the third quarter. Paul VI with 4. Pace guarding up tightly against Dozier. Now Doctor against Thatcher. They try to pump it inside to Malakila. Stolen away. Good work by Keyshawn Franklin to be active there. They kind of double team the low post. Corner, Doctor, 3. Just missed it. Pace with the putback, and it's good. Pace with the bucket. He's got 10 now, and it's a 32-28 advantage. Timeout on the court. Take another look as Pace was able to get himself in position for the putback, and the reason for that, Malakela went out to the corner to try and block that shot, so it left some rebounding space available for some guys, and Pace got in there and got the putback. So Pace now with 10, and we'll take another look at it again. So Doctor shot the 3, Malakela came out to block it, and you see Pace was wide open there on the block, and then just jumped up, caught it, and put it back all in one motion. So again, Pace now with 10, as he is the team's leading scorer today and the team's leading scorer all season. He's had 10 games with 20 or more this season. He's had at least 10 games with 20 or more and has been in double figures just about every game, I think, save for 2. So Paul VI will inbound underneath its own basket. I'm not sure who called the timeout actually in that scenario, if that was Coach Harrigan or if Tony Devlin called the timeout for Paul VI. Felinas going into the paint. Looked like he walked, and he did. Travels the call as Felinas tried to do a little too much there into the traffic. And now Camden can get it even closer. Franklin, the corner. Pace is fouled, and he makes the 3. Toussaint came out and fouled Pace. And Pace knocks down the 3. Get another peek at it here. They shipped it in the corner quickly. Pace with a quick catch and release, and Toussaint was right up on him. Toussaint Malakila was right up on him and fouled him, and Pace looking for the 4-point play. Doesn't get it to fall. The rebound comes down, and Dozier has it. Dozier against Pace, trying to body up. Looking inside. Malakila, catch, spin, shot, no good. Robinson with the board. And Camden can grab the lead. Here's Pace with speed into the corner. Gets it to Thorpe. Thorpe over the big man, but the shot was changed, and then a foul late against Toussaint Malakila. So he picks up 2 quick ones the last 2 possessions. Thorpe will go to the line and shoot 2, and that's a little bit of a conundrum here for Tony Devlin. We'll see if he takes the big man off the floor here with 3 fouls. You don't want him to get another one here. Oh, and actually the foul was an offensive foul, pardon me. against Camden. I think they got Keyshawn Franklin on the foul. I guess an illegal screen. So it's not Thorpe shooting, and it's not 3 fouls on Malakila, just 2. And Paul VI with the ball here. They'll probably hold it for the last shot. 20 seconds left to go. Dozier. Here's Thatcher. Oh, looked like he traveled. No call. Spross with it in the corner. Now to Felinas. Almost lost it. Thatcher gets it back. Spross for 3. Heavy. Rebound Pace. He's got time. 5 seconds. 3, 2. At the buzzer. Not going to make it. Franklin tried to catch it, but wouldn't have had enough time to catch and put it back. So Camden does its best to slice into the lead. As they were down 10 at the half, they held Paul VI to just 3 points in this third quarter. Good defensive effort from the Panthers as they have climbed back into it, trailed just by 1. We'll head to the fourth quarter with the score. Paul VI 32, Camden 31. Back with more after this on BFA.
In this game, they say you can't travel, but we do it for them. Beating the buzzer, setting a screen, creating the comeback. Always keeping score. Play by play, season by season, year after year. And no matter where our seats are, we're always here with you. Because this isn't labor, it's love.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's clap it up for the Camden High School.
Back here at Clarence Turner Gymnasium, I am Mike Shute. Glad you're joining us for tonight's huge matchup in the Olympic Conference National. Paul VI looking to seal up the division title. Camden trying to keep its hopes alive. Second matchup of the year between these two top teams in South Jersey. Camden with a 12-3 third quarter to pull to within a point. Pace can't get the shot to fall. The long rebound came out to him. He tried to save it, but slipped off his hands. So Camden with a chance to take the lead there, couldn't take advantage of it, and it will be Paul VI basketball here as we were just 16 seconds into quarter number 4. It's been a good one so far. Both teams showing spurts, just playing some good defense. Camden in man now, Franklin defending. The shot no good, but the putback is there by Toussaint Malakila. He now has 14 to lead all scorers in this one. Here's Franklin for 3. His shot is just off today. He, again, playing with that injured right hand, or injured finger in his right hand. Malakila with the catch of the long pass out to Spross. Spross will back things up. Guarded by Pace. Again, Camden in the man. Robinson trying to front Malakila. And he's going to get called for the foul. So Robinson is called for the foul. I believe that is his 3rd. Oh, they said his 4th on the PA. I'm not sure if that's right, but that's the first team foul for Camden here in the quarter, and the first for either team here in the corner. Hart's going to go track down Thatcher back across center court. Now Camden double teaming the basketball. 3, no good. Rebound Hart, as again they've been doing a good job of keeping Malakila off the glass. Good look underneath for Thorpe. Robinson to Doctor. Back out to Thorpe, who drives. Gets Malakila's attention, then kicks it back. And Doctor touches it. Smartly though, because if he doesn't touch that ball and lets it roll, Paul VI is going to have an easy basket for Spross, making his way to the hoop. Spross banged up his left hand on that play as he's squeezing it right in front of us. Throws it into Dozier. So Paul VI back up 3 now with the ball. Dozier against Hart, and they're going to call a jump ball. Possession arrow stays with Paul VI, so they'll keep it. They had it tied up there. Paul Six inbound on the baseline. Thatcher for three. He's been pretty quiet. Toussaint tried to track it down. He's the last one to touch it, slaps it out of bounds. It'll be Camden ball down in the corner to our left. Pace against Thatcher. Now Hart against Thatcher as they have that extended 2-3 zone for Paul Six. Camden sending runners along the baseline, trying to get the attention of Malakila to kind of keep the middle open. Pace trying to get into the paint. Kicks it to Thorpe. Thorpe's three ball. No good. Felinas with the rebound. Pace trying to chase him down. Chase down Dozier now. Dozier left-handed scoop. No good. Malakila has it swatted away at the last second. Like he was going to get another easy putback. Spross three is off. Malakila in traffic. Short shot. Shot is short. Robinson got a piece of it, I think. Hart for three the other way. That's long. Rebound for Dozier, but he's quickly double teamed. They want to get Robinson back defensively, and now Tony Devlin calls timeout for Paul Six as he wants to talk things over. It's a timeout called by Tony Devlin. Just a 30. We will keep it here, I guess. We'll talk things over ourselves as Camden, really a great third quarter for Camden, and this game kind of mirroring the one earlier this season at Paul Six, where Camden led big in the first half, first quarter, led by as much as 14 in the second quarter, and then Paul Six worked its way back and used a late run over the game's final 6 minutes, in which they outscored Camden 22-8 to break a 58-58 tie and go on to win it 80-67 or whatever the final score wound up being. Yeah, 80-67. So it was a 22-9 was the final run. So it's kind of mirroring that, where Camden is kind of off to a good start in the second half, as they've built what it was a 12-3 advantage in the third quarter to pull to within one. And now Paul Six with the only 2 points here of this quarter, so still a 12-5 second half edge for the Panthers. Paul Six will have the basketball after the timeout. Spross will get it into Dozier. 223 points this season for Dozier, now 227 after his 4 tonight. Pretty good total for a freshman. He had 15 and 8 assists in Paul Six win last time these two teams met up. Malakila hands it off to Thatcher, guarded by Hart. Thatcher tried to spin off the screen, now shakes and bakes, pulls up for three, no good, and we've got a foul. They're going to call an illegal screen on Toussaint Malakila, and that's going to be his fourth. No, that's going to be his third, pardon me, that's right. We thought it was his third earlier, but they didn't call it. They called the foul the other way. So illegal screen is the call, and Camden still has a chance here to tie things up if they can knock down a three. Thorpe trying to penetrate, now Pace will pull it back out. You can see really what having Malakila in there in the middle does to this Camden offense. They like to penetrate and slash, but they can't do that against Malakila. Great pass around the big man, but Doctor couldn't finish as he was defended by Felinas. Dozier against Thorpe. Now Malakila pops out, and we've got a foul underneath the basket. Doctor and Felinas bodying up underneath, and Doctor's going to get called for the foul. He's going to plead his case, but that will fall upon deaf ears. So it'll be Paul Six to inbound on the baseline. This really is a dangerous spot for Paul Six inbounding the ball. At least if you're Camden. I mean, they can get it right into the big guy, and they do, and he uses the window and scores. Malakila with 8 in each half, 16 points to lead all scorers today. Robinson underneath, Pace in traffic, spins underneath. Felinas defends and gets the rebound. Paul Six back up 5 now. They're going inside again. Malakila dunks it, and he's fouled. Robinson with the foul. Toussaint Malakila says, and one. He's got 18, looking for 19, as Robinson picked up the foul, I believe. I thought the public address announcer said it was 4 fouls against him last time. So maybe maybe that's his fourth. Malakila's free throw, no good. But the rebound, he gets it, of all people. And that was not due to his size, just good, fortunate location there as Felinas tapped it out. So Paul VI can extend this lead even more. An extended possession here for them. Felinas against Doctor. Hart tried to tip the pass away. Thatcher can't get the three. He's been a little bit off. The ball goes off the foot of Spross, who says no, it didn't. And I don't think the official liked that one that much. They're gonna have a word with Mr. Spross, as Byron Taylor didn't like the reaction he got there, and he sent Kevin Calzanetti over to just calm him down. 7-point game for Paul VI here. 3:30 left to go. Hart against Thatcher. Pace against Spross. Bodying up, and Spross is going to get that foul call, especially after our referee, Mr. Taylor, didn't like his reaction to the last call, so you're going to get that call every time. That's the first foul on Spross, and Camden will inbound. 2 team fouls against Paul VI here in the fourth, 3 for Camden. Doctor, top of the key. Hart now. The long three is off the mark from Thorpe. Dozier trips, scoops it back up, and now we've got a call. What do we got, timeout? We got a timeout call for Paul VI, so Coach Tony Devlin saw his man fall down and scoop up the ball. He said, let's make sure we retain possession, called a quick timeout. So it's a timeout for Paul VI. It's going to be a 30. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. So they're going to talk things over. And heads up, by the way, on you see the Camden huddle. Saturday, Camden will be home again. That's going to be against East St. Louis, Illinois, a nationally known team, a team that's, at least the last check I saw there, number 55 in the country, according to Max Preps. And besides that highlight, Camden High is going to also honor the 1986 Group 4 state champs, the team that was ranked #1 in the nation. If you have a subscription to NJ.com, Kevin Minnick has a great piece about the reunion and about that team and about all the a lot of the players there. There's a cool photo of Camden Mayor Vic Karstarfin, who was a sophomore on that team, along with Denny Brown, that undefeated 1986 team. They talked about how Lewis Banks predicted in the preseason that team was going to go unbeaten, and lo and behold, they did. So they're going to celebrate that team on Saturday here at Camden High and Clarence Turner Gymnasium. Of course, the late Clarence Turner was the head coach of that team. So they'll be looking forward to that. But Camden first trying to see what they can do about getting a win here today and stay in the race in the Olympic National. Foul goes against Thatcher as he pushed off almost a stiff arm like a running back there as he fouled Hart. That's the first against Thatcher. So each team now with 3 team fouls here in the fourth. Under 3 left to go. Camden down 7. Trying to get some offense going. This is clearly the lowest offensive output of the season for the Panthers. Hart gets into the paint, then you run into the big man and you pull it out. Pace now a reset. Paul VI again extending that zone. Looking top of the key to Doctor. Malakela slaps it away, but Doctor gets it back. Hart into the paint. Looks opposite to Pace. Pace against Felinas, trying to get by on the baseline. Now we'll pull up. Shot no good. Rebound by Hart. Offensive boards hard to come by today. Doctor's 3 is off the mark. Sprouse releases. Layup, good. Doctor couldn't get it. Good look down the floor. Nice assist from Seth Dozier, the freshman, looking up. And it's back to a 9-point advantage. Garner with the catch, the basket, and he's fouled. Drayden Garner, his first points of the night. The foul's on Dalton Felinas, his third. So it'll be an opportunity for a 3-point play here for Drayden Garner. Now 11 for 19 at the free throw line this year. He came in today shooting 56%. Knocks that one down. 3-point play is good and pulls Camden to within 6.
2 minutes. 2 minutes left in
Robinson back in there. Spross had a little crack, but decided to pull it back out. Lost the handle as he got underneath of it, then didn't touch it again. Didn't want to get called for the double dribble. Dozier finds Felinas, who gets into the paint, kicks it out. Thatcher for three. That's off. Rebound for the big man, Malakila, and they just kind of pushed him underneath the basket so he couldn't get the putback. Kind of a smart foul there, really. Malakila, not the greatest of free throw shooters. Shooting 61.2% coming into today. 50 for 81. Missed his only attempt at the line tonight. So he'll have two here with 18 points. Now make it 19. He did have a game where he was 7 for 10 at the line this year, Malakila. That was against St. Augustine. He had 19 in that one, against 7 for 10 at the line back on January 18th, a couple weeks ago. Malakila's second is on the way. No good. So he's 1 for 3 at the line, 19 points. Camden trying to hurry the other way, trailing by 7. Here's Hart. Fakes the pull-up, gets to Robinson. Now Thorpe. Again, good defense by Paul VI. They're right up in the face. Robinson tried to tie it up. They're trying to tie it up again with Felinas. He moves it out, and then we've got a foul. I think they're going to get Thorpe with the reach in. Tyree Thorpe with the reach. That is the third on Tyree Thorpe and the 5th on Camden. And Camden's going to need to extend the game here by fouling. There's just 1:23 left to go. Seth Dozier makes the first. He's 2 for 3 at the line tonight. Comes in as 69.4% free throw shooter. Makes them both here. So he's 3 for 4 tonight. He's got 6. Thorpe leaves it for Pace. Pace back to Thorpe. Goes baseline. Kicks it this side for Hart. 3 is good. Makai Hart has been good tonight. He's got 9, 2 threes. Pulls Camden to within 6. Thatcher against Doctor. Thatcher loses the handle. Doctor says, I was fouled. They don't call the foul. And Camden's going to come the other way. Under a minute left to go. Hart will let it roll as far as possible, then scoops it up. Robinson trying to set a screen. Hart now pulls up for 3. Heavy. Malakila with the rebound. He's harassed by Robinson. No call. Tried to find it. Thorpe with the steal. Felinas blocks the shot. Pace gets it back in traffic. Off the glass, no good. Robinson puts it up. He can't score it. Felinas is wrestled to the ground. The foul is going to go against, I think, Felinas. Yes. Felinas is going to get called for the foul. He was pulled down, but I think they're going to say before Pace fouled him, he was backing into him and pulled and kind of was pushing his way along. So that's the 5th foul against Paul VI here, and it's the 4th against Felinas. Pace will shoot 2 with his team down 6. That was a wild exchange there. Pace's first is just short. Pace with 10 tonight. Paul VI's defense has really kind of stymied this Camden offense, and in large part it's Toussaint Malakila on the inside that's kind of gumming things up. Pace makes the second. He's got 11. We've got a timeout on the floor, a full timeout for Camden. So given that, we'll take a quick break and come back for the final 39 seconds of basketball. It's Paul VI 43, Camden 38. You're watching high school basketball on BFA Sports.
In this game, they say you can't travel, but we do it for them. Beating the buzzer, setting a screen, creating the comeback. Always keeping score. Play by play, season by season, year after year. And no matter where our seats are, we're always here with you. Because this isn't labor, it's love.
(43-38). By the way, Paul VI looking for the conference title. It'll be their first outright conference title in a little while. Of course, they and Camden both tied last year at 6-2 in the Olympic National. But with a win today, Paul VI would be in a situation where nobody can catch them. They'll be the next closest team would be Camden with 3 losses, as well as I believe Camden Catholic also with 3 losses right now, and even Bishop Eustace with 3. So Camden could not be caught the rest of the way, as they would improve to 6-0, and would only have 2 other games left in division play. Camden now, if you're Camden, you try and get the quick steal. If not, you're gonna have to foul quickly, and that's the guy you want to foul. Actually, Malakila, they couldn't foul him. Now Felinas with it, and they do foul him. Doctor grabs the jersey, so that's gonna be the 3rd foul on Jaden Doctor. It'll send Dalton Felinas to the line. Felinas has not scored. It's his first trip to the line tonight. He may have had a bucket earlier. I may have missed that. But again, my stats are not official. But Felinas will shoot 2 here. Comes into tonight with 792 career points in 93 games played. And that's between playing 54 games at Clearview. And then this is his 18th game here this season for Paul VI. So it's his 94th overall high school basketball game. And we've got a situation with the big man for Paul VI. And they call for the trainer. So Toussaint Malakila, the sophomore, getting worked on by the athletic trainer from Camden. Coach Harrigan chatting Malakila up a little bit. And I think there's a timer they usually set on this where if they can't either stop the bleeding or fix the problem within a 60-second window or 30-second window, then the player has to come out of the game. But seems like they got him all taken care of. And you have Felinas shooting 2 here. He's 15 for 17 at the line this season, according to the stats on NJ.com, shooting 88.2%. Misses that one, though. He's got 139 points on the year, 8.2 points per game. Actually had a season high of 18 against Camden in that meeting earlier this season, January 8th. That's his first point of this one. And it's still a 6-point game, so a 2-possession contest. Camden's got to hurry, though. Pace trying to get open. Now Hart. Robinson will pull up and shoot the 3. Line drive, no good. Rebound by Dozier. Dozier double-teamed. Thorpe trying to give chase, and Doctor. Now they find the big man who traveled. They didn't call it, and he scores the left-handed layup. Malakila kind of puts an exclamation point on this one. I thought he was going to get a jam. Now Robinson gets it in the paint. Robinson felt the pressure and couldn't make it. And then Malakila is going to get a technical foul with 2.7 seconds left. He pointed at Robinson, and he will get a technical for that. Now Tony Devlin is telling him that's enough. Go sit down. He doesn't like the attitude there. So it's going to be a technical foul shot for Pace. And Malakila is going to have a seat, I believe. He's going to send in a sub. Pace makes the first technical free throw. So he's 2 for 3 at the line tonight for 12 points. And he'll have another here with 2.7 seconds left to go. Knocks that one down as well. So Pace was 13, and the technical foul gives Camden the ball, but with 2.7 seconds left to go, just not enough time to get anything to happen. Pace will fire this one up. Missed it heavy, and Camden falls by the score of 46-40. So Paul VI with the victory. Again, 46-40. They clinch the Olympic Conference National Division title, and Coach Harrigan talking to Malakila, telling him to calm down. In fact, Coach Tony Devlin's going to tell him to go to the locker room, or at least stay on this end of the court. So, you know, not too happy as Malakila, but they're going to just kind of keep him out of the mix, and Coach Harrigan's going to talk to him and congratulate him and tell him good game. You don't want to see anything go awry here after that game, and Robinson's going to make his way to the locker room as well for Camden. And again, these two teams, it's the 5th time they've played each other in the last 13 months, there's potential they could play each other again, too, in the Camden County tournament. So keep an eye open for that. But for now, Paul VI has won this one by, again, they picked up another victory here. And it's the third straight for Paul VI in this series. Camden had won 3 in a row before that. Now Paul VI has won 3 in a row here in this case, sweeping the regular season series. And again, last year they played that third time because it was a matchup in the Camden County tournament. So we'll see if they meet up again. They had the seeding meeting today or yesterday about that. So we'll be able to take a look at that and see who plays in that. And we'll let you know about that on Saturday when we're back here again. Once again, we'll be back here on Saturday as Camden will play host to East St. Louis of Illinois. East St. Louis is playing tomorrow night, Friday, at Woodbury. Then they're going to play here at Camden on Saturday. And again, they're also going to honor that 1986 Group 4 state championship team, the undefeated Camden Panthers, the team that was ranked #1 in the nation. As again, we'll get an opportunity to see that squad. Vic Karstarfin, Denny Brown, Lewis Banks is supposed to be here as well. I understand almost all of the team is coming back, I think minus maybe 1 or 2 guys. So should be a great day here at Camden High School. They expect to have a sold-out crowd to honor the team. So nonetheless, to wrap up today, Paul VI wins it. They capture the Olympic Conference National Division crown as well. And you saw it right here on BFA Sports, of course. Toussaint Malakila was huge with 21 points, and he was a big factor in this game, both offensively scoring and also defensively. I think he kind of, made Camden kind of change the way they approach their offense today. That was a huge part of why Paul VI was able to pick up the victory here again and clinch the Olympic National. Some good shooting as well for Paul VI today, and they again earned that Olympic Conference National Division title. So again, it's a Camden loss. They had won 8 of their last 9 coming into this one, but they dropped this one today to Paul VI. We'll see you next time here from Camden High School. It'll be Camden against East St. Louis on Saturday. That's a 2 p.m. tip. We'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.